السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ولله العزة ولرسوله وللمؤمنين وقال عليه الصلاة والسلام من نفس عن مؤمن كربة نفس الله كربته يوم القيامة أو كما قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. All praise is due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who has created mankind and created the entire universe, and every single person in this world has a purpose of life. Just like how Allah ta'ala reminds us in the Quran that kullu nafsin dha'iqatul maut, that every soul shall taste death. You and I, every single one that has come into this dunya, a time and that moment and that appointed moment will come that we will have to depart from this temporary abode. There is no person that is going to live here forever and forever. We have to bear in mind that just like how on the day of Yawm al-Qiyamah, a person who is going to be put to the most difficult of trials, the most challenges, the one that is put to such a severe test, ashaddu bala'an. But when that person is going to be brought on the day of Yawm al-Qiyamah and immersed into Jannah, into paradise, into heaven, it will be said to the person, have you suffered any distress? Have you suffered any pain? Did you have any discomfort in the life of this world? The person will actually say that, Wallahi, by Allah, I have never suffered any distress. I have never seen any pain. This is the challenge, and this is what Allah Ta'ala is reminding the believers. No matter where you are, how difficult the challenge and the test is, a time will come that you, because of all of your pain and your suffering, if it has been destined that you be from the inhabitants of Jannah, inhabitants of paradise, you will swear by Allah that you never even had this pain. We are hearing about the torture, the humiliation. Yes, indeed, we are a lesson to learn, and at the same time to give comfort for the believer, the believing male and the believing female. Alif Lam Mim ahasiba an-nasu an yutraku an yaqulu amanna wa hum la yuftanun. We do not want to be put into such type of test. We do not want to be put into the shoes of our mother Aafia Siddiqui. We do not want to remember our sister and our mother just like how there are people who only remember their mothers on Mother's Day. We are from those people who are from the Ummah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that when the call is there, when the Ummah is being reminded to awake, when the Ummah is reminded that there is a sister who is being in isolation, who is in pain, who is in suffering, when the Ummah is being called to respond, and hence you and I standing here on this place, on that day of Yawm al-Qiyamah, Judgment Day, accountability, even this earth and this place where you are standing will bear testimony. Amilta kaza wa kaza fi yawmin kaza wa kaza. That on such and such a day, you had done such and such an action. So do not think that any little act that you are doing in the cause of bringing about justice, do not think that you are standing here in vain. Your presence and your coming here is already a great sign. Never know. It can be a means of our tipping the scales in the life of the hereafter. We all carry a whole load of sins on our shoulders. We do not know what type of action may come and stand and be a protection for us on the day of Yawm al-Qiyamah. That is Judgment Day. That is the day of accountability. So today, the mu'min and the believing male and the believing female are being reminded that Allah Ta'ala has given us this very short life. Deen and Islam is not only that we perfect in our ibadah, in the worship of Allah. Yes, indeed, we have to perform our 5 daily prayers. We have to go for the Umrah and the Hajj and do the fasting in the month of Ramadan. But Islam and Deen is a complete way of life. We need to take lesson from the teaching of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who came as the real role model, who came to show mankind a complete way of life, who came to remind us that if a woman is being put into the fire of hell, عُذِّبَتْ إِمْرَأَةٌ فِي النَّارِ لِهِرَّةٍ حَبَسَتَهَا, because of an animal, because of a cat. Imagine, understand the words of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. A woman is been put into the fire of hell because of ill-treating an animal, because of not giving food to the animal. Habasatha, she only imprisoned the animal. She did not even let the animal free. And because of that, she is receiving the punishment. Can you imagine what will be the punishment of a people who commit such type of, that is heinous crimes, who inflict a harm upon other people, who rape other people, who cause and has caused the humiliation of a sister? Do you not think that Allah Ta'ala, He is unaware? Do you not think that Allah Ta'ala, فَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ خَيْرًا يَرَى وَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ شَرًّا يَرَى. Whomsoever does a good deed the size of an atom, he will see it on the day of Yawm al-Qiyamah, Judgment Day, the day of reckoning. Whomsoever does an evil deed the size of an atom, he will see that evil deed on the day of Yawm al-Qiyamah, Judgment Day, day of accountability, day of hisab. So the believing men, all the people who are aware and all those who are trying to bring about justice, that is what Islam teaches. This is the work of the Anbiya. This is the work of the messengers of Allah. They came to bring about justice in the land. So if there is the izzah, the honor of our sister that has been taken away, then what we have to remind ourselves, وَلِلَّهِ الْعِزَّةُ وَلِرَسُولِهِ وَلِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ. Where does this izzah lie? Where does this honor lie? وَلِلَّهِ الْعِزَّةُ وَلِرَسُولِهِ. It is for Allah, it is for His messenger, and it is for all of the believers. The point to emphasize that, do you know, we get carried away. We look at the Kaaba, we look at the holy cities, we look at the Haramain, we look at the beautiful Masjid al-Haram, Masjid al-Nabawi, and then we feel some spiritual satisfaction. We are greatly amazed and impressed, and we see how mashallah the Kaaba is. Do you know that how much Allah Ta'ala reminds the believing male and female that the honor, the dignity, the blood, the life of a believing male and female, the life, on the one hand, we have the importance, the purpose of life, be he a Muslim or a non-Muslim. There is a hadith that ittaqu da'wat al-mazlum, beware of the supplication of the one that is oppressed. We do not know that when a person is being abandoned, isolated, and the ummah knew about it, each one has a responsibility in whatever is in his capacity. Whatever you can do, if there are people who are able to speak out against the injustice, then it's their responsibility to speak out against it. If there are people in a country and a government that they have in their power the authority and they have the army to release a person who is in captive unjustly, then it is the responsibility, meaning on the day of Yawm al-Qiyamah, Judgment Day, every person, he will be accountable for the position that he has, and he will be questioned. The leader of the government, the person who is in authority, everyone according to his level of authority. And that is why we have the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Man ra'a minkum munkaran falyughayyirhu biyadihi. Each one according to his authority, whomsoever sees a wrong being done, people are aware. When we have the experts in this field, when we have the humanitarian and the lawyers and those people who have investigated the case, when they bring it to our attention that there is injustice taking place, then the believing male and female, man ra'a minkum, wherever you are, you see a wrong being done, فَلْيُغَيِّرْهُ بِيَدِهِ, according to his power of authority, he will stop it with his hand. فَإِنْ لَمْ يَسْتَطِعْ, and if he cannot do that, فَبِلِسَانِهِ, then he will speak out with his tongue. And if that also is not possible, then at least he should feel it in his heart. وَذَلِكَ أَضْعَفُ الْإِيمَانِ. We have to have a responsibility to spread the word, to remind the people that ahwal and conditions can change the moment we abandon those who are oppressed, the moment we abandon those who are the victims of oppression. Ittaqu da'wat al-mazlum. Beware of the dua. If that sister has to cry out that where are the people, where are the believing brothers, where are our mothers and sisters, if she has to make dua, can you imagine if the azab and if the punishment of Allah has to come down? All of the people will suffer the consequence. We see what is happening in the world today. We do not know. There have been many atrocities taking place in different parts of the world. There are many countries, when they had the power, when they seen the atrocities, and at that time they did not respond to the call of those people who are downtrodden. We do not know. Because of their crying out, because of their supplication, Allah Ta'ala changed the condition in their own lands. So we should never ever think that we are in a comfort zone. Conditions can change overnight. We do not know what type of ahwal and condition may come upon us. So we should not wait and always think that there are others. Each one needs to be proactive. Yes, Islam teaches. Before I come to the end, Islam teaches that this izzah and honor is for the believing male, is for Allah, is for the Messenger of Allah. What I wanted to emphasize, that when we have the walls of the Kaaba, do you know that if the walls of the Kaaba has to be broken, that is, if the walls of the Kaaba has to be broken down, if a masjid has to be broken down, that in itself, despite the Kaaba being so sanctified, yet the izzah and the honor and the blood of a mu'min, of a believing sister, of a believing male, even the honor of a human being is more, that is sanctified than the walls of the Kaaba. This is what we have to understand. So if our sister Aafia Siddiqui, if we know the history, that she has been humiliated, she has been tortured, she has been raped, she has been sentenced to 86 years in imprisonment, all this is a great injustice. So that is why let's again scan our hearts, and each one, we have come here again, another year has passed, time is passing very fast. There are people, while you are here, nobody knows what is going to happen tomorrow. I leave you with this beautiful hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That is, the dunya, this dunya has children, the akhirah has children, the dunya has inhabitants, the life of the hereafter has also inhabitants. فَكُونُوا مِنْ أَبْنَاءِ الدُّنْيَا. Do those actions, that is, وَلَا تَكُونُوا مِنْ أَبْنَاءِ الدُّنْيا فَكُونُوا مِنْ أَبْنَاءِ الْآخِرَةِ. Do such type of actions in this world that inshallah, through the barakah of those actions that you do, it can make you from the people, inhabitants of paradise. That is what we are all striving here. That is what we are all striving for. Everyone wants to go to Jannah. So Allah Ta'ala is testing us. Allah Ta'ala is testing us. It is not whether you are only going to respond and fulfill your huququllah. Here we have the rights of fellow humankind, huququl ibad, to take responsibility and to really take this serious. Not only for Aafia Siddiqui, for all those people who are suffering this injustice, whether it be our brother Amir, Shakir Amir, whether it be our brother Babar Ahmed, whether it be, meaning any person who is facing such type of difficulty and challenges, we, the Muslim Ummah, have a responsibility and our duty, and that is why the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, فَإِنَّ الْيَوْمَ عَمَلٌ. Today is the time to do the action. Whatever you do, do not belittle that action. Tomorrow it's only going to be hisab. Ghadan is hisab. So take advantage of the life that Allah Ta'ala has given you before that angel of death may come and take our soul away. Then it will be too late. The call is, and appreciating the blessing of Allah is to take advantage of the good health that Allah Ta'ala has given us, the youth that Allah Ta'ala has given us, and do not belittle any action. Islam is a complete way of life. Islam is about establishing also justice. Islam is about bringing peace in the land. There is a verse of the Holy Quran that whenever we want to establish justice, whenever we want to restore the honor and the izzah, like how Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu, he said that we were a disgraceful people, but when we preferred izzah, meaning when we chose Islam, then Allah Ta'ala gave us izzah and honor. وَلَا يَجْرِمَنَّكُمْ شَنَآنُ قَوْمٍ عَلَىٰ أَلَّا تَعْدِلُوا. This is the final message, that even if a people and a nation have to become, that is, they have to do injustice against you, they commit great crimes against you, وَلَا يَجْرِمَنَّكُمْ شَنَآنُ. The hatred of a people, they should not turn you that you behave in such a manner that you become perpetrators of injustice. Islam always is about i'dilu. You establish justice. You do whatever you can and whatever we weigh according to how we have to know, according to the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So you're standing here, Your coming together here is a clear sign that you are concerned about your sister, you are concerned about your mother, you are concerned about humanity, and you are wanting to implement a beautiful teaching of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We make dua that Allah Ta'ala give you all the strength, Allah Ta'ala make it easy for you to have istiqam and steadfastness, and also never to despair. Because if you do not see any result, never despair from the mercy of Allah, because at the end of it, ultimately, the final decree, whatever Allah Ta'ala has decreed, that will transpire. But you and I do not know what is the decree of Almighty Allah Ta'ala. We believe in qadr, we believe in destiny. We should never underestimate the power of coming together, uniting our hearts, raising our hands, and making dua. Dua is a very important weapon of the believer. Every day, not only on this day, we should not wait, even though we know 9 years have gone by. Never despair from the mercy of Allah. Make it a habit every day after the prayers also to include our sister in your dua. And we do not know that there may be somebody out there whose dua may be answered, and Allah Ta'ala may respond to the call. أقول قولي هذا أستغفر الله لي ولكم.